Wizard Tuesday. Welcome back, guys. Daywalker Cards here, and today we are going to do the tournament report on how well the Vayu Relinquished deck worked. So, with this deck, I did finish on a record of, unfortunately, 2 and 3. So, let's jump right into round 1. So, round 1, I played against Fairy. My opening hand was Blackwing Sirocco, Allure of Darkness, Relinquished, Armageddon Knight, Raikou, and Caius. This was a very, very strong opening hand. I ended up, I think, alluring and getting rid of the Caius because I just felt like it was the weaker of the options because I knew my opponent was on Fairy already and I wanted to just establish a board and get out the Genlock and simply stop him from being able to do anything. So that's pretty much what happened. I was able to Genlock him for a few turns. He finally outed it, and then he dropped a Battle Fader, etc. And in the end, it did not matter. This was a pretty quick game 1. So I don't remember the exact field of what I won with, but game 1 was pretty fast. And then we jump into game 2. So game 2 versus Fairy, I did side deck in the deck Devastation Virus, as you can see with my opening hand. So in this hand, I opened up Deck Devi, Heavy Storm, Double Sirocco, and Mirror Force. Not the greatest hand in the world, but he was going first, so I was able to summon the Sirocco because he set. I ran over his Sangan, I believe it was, and he searched Shining Angel. I ended up deck devying the next turn, and his hand was Christia, Caius, Brain Control. Yeah. It was quite rough, but, it is what it is. So he does eventually manage to get out a Christia, I believe, using Brain Control and I think a Battle Fader or something like that. So he a turn or two later, he got out the Christia, hit me for 28. I was able to out the Christia, and it was just over from there because his hand was so bad in game 2. This was a fellow moderator for Edison format Italia, so shout outs to Fabio on this one, aka Fabio. If you know, you know. And, we play a lot in tournament, actually, and I think our current record is maybe 4-1 in my favor, maybe 5-1 in my favor. He does not beat me often, and it's a point that he brings up every time we play. So the deck, I was like, oh man, the deck's really working. It did what it needed to do. This is great. All right, and then we go into round number 2. So for round number 2, we were playing against Diva Hero Beat. So we were up against Bernie, and we knew that he was on that Diva Hero Beat. He has been playing it quite a bit recently. Game 1 went really well for me. As you can see, this opening hand was Dark Grepher, Relinquished, the Ritual Spell, Royal Decree, Brain Control, and Torrential Tribute. Very strong. I ended up just burning the Torrential Tribute on his first summon just to get it out of the way because I knew I was going to be flipping that Decree, and I had a feeling the Decree was going to stick because he didn't have a Neos Alias, so I was not afraid of Spark. And yes, I ended up winning game 1 very easily, and I was like, yo, this deck is cooking. I'm cooking. This deck's great. All right, and then game 2, I fucking pooed on, to be honest with you. It was not great. I just had nothing, and he had everything. In game 2, he fucking shitted on me, for lack of a better word. Pardon my French. Whatever. All right, and then I changed how I side decked. So game 2, sorry, I didn't say the opening hand. So game 2, I had Allure, Sangan, Caius, Black Illusion Ritual, and Dark Arm Dragon. The Dark Arm Dragon was, it didn't help. Let's just go with that. All right, so we go into game 3, and I changed how I side decked. I took one of the Djinns out of the deck and put it in the side deck, and put Chaos back into the deck. And I was like, okay, this will be okay. So for game 3, I opened up Black Illusion Ritual, Dark Grepher, Vayu, Gale, and Dark Grepher. So I have double Grepher, double Vayu. Not the worst ever. So we go back and forth a good bit in this game. There was a moment where all he had was Future Fusion, and I had everything. I had the Armageddon Knight, I had the Black Illusion Ritual, I had the Relinquished, and I had already used one, so I did not have Jin in deck. So siding out the Jin lost me this game, and there's nothing else I can really say about that. So game 3, I sided out the Jin, and in the end, it cost me this game because I could have slammed the Relinquished on the turn where all he had was Future Fusion. He would not have been able to use the Future Fusion. It would have got stuck there. But since that was the complete turning point from that game. Absolute zero. Hit the table. He dropped a Neos Alias with it. We ate the attacks. And then nothing else can be said about that. Like, I should not have sided the Jin out. I should have kept it at 2. And I would have won this game more than likely. But since I didn't, I lost. So that was the first loss of the day versus Diva Hero Beat. All right, in round 3 was probably the worst games of the day, to be completely honest. So round 3 was versus Pure Blackwing, and I opened up with I opened up with a hand that doesn't look like a hand that I'm playing what I'm playing. So I had Gale, Reinforcement of the Army, Vayu, Sirocco. All right, so lots of Vayus in these hands, lots of Siroccos being seen today. Pretty strong with the Rhoda, right? But he went first, so keep that in mind. I do believe he ends up Icarus attacking me at some point. He opened Black Whirlwind game 1 and game 2, so he just had everything he needed for game 1 and game 2. And yeah, I got 2-0'd. We'll show you the hand for game 2 as well, but it was very rough. He ended up winning game 1 with Dark Arm Dragon, Sirocco, Shura, like everything on the field. Just dropped ball sack on my face. I did very little damage game 1. Game 2, I opened up Black Illusion Ritual, Relinquished, Caius, Snowman Eater, Black Illusion Ritual, and Vayu. And let's just jump to my ending. This is all the cards I saw in game 2 before I lost. I had Relinquished, Black Illusion Ritual, Vayu, Relinquished, Black Illusion Ritual, and then the Snowman Eater and the Caius. The Snowman Eater got ran over by a Bora with Kalut. And then, yeah, everything else just kind of got Icarus attacked and blown up by all the rest of his monsters, and I lost really quickly. I think he Solemn Judgment the Caius, because I went like Relinquished Tribute for Caius, because he had like one back row, and I just wanted to establish a monster. He had one back row Black Whirlwind, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try and establish this monster, and yeah, it didn't work out for me, because he just solemned it and then proceeded to win the game. We played a fun game 3 just cause, and I bricked in that game as well. So the deck was showing how badly it can draw and how just not great the Relinquished ended up being. I definitely overestimated how good Relinquished with Jin is. It's not Thousand Eyes Restrict. That's all we're going to say. All right, so let's jump into the next round. The next round I played versus a stun deck. This was Stefanos Forza, with, also known as SS. He was on just stun with Dimension Walls and Skill Drain and Beast King Barbaros and stuff like that. So I opened up Gale, Hamster, Sirocco, Vayu, Caius, Raikou. I ended up just setting the Hamster and passing. I don't remember too much from game 1, but I know I had advantage. And as soon as he saw me like summon a Manju, he was like, wait, what's going on? And yeah, it was fun. It's fun playing against SS from time to time, especially because I always play these not so standard decks. And we won game 1. Game 2, we opened up Raikou Hamster yet again. Love to see them in the opening hand. I sided in the Trunade because I knew he was on Dimension Walls and stuff. And then we have Relinquished and Brain Control. Brain Control, best card in the format. As you can see, he started off with set 1 pass. I think that might have been Sangan. I honestly don't remember what he set there, but I know he mained Fossil Dynas and stuff like that, so I was a little worried about that. And game two, he did more damage to me, but I ended up winning with, like, I held the Trunade for many, many, many turns, and then I ended up finally drawing enough monsters to kill him, and then I Trunaded and did all my play and won the game. There was a moment where I could have, like, I actually did. I relinquished Beast King Barbaros, but I did it in defense mode, just in case he had Mirror Force. Just throw my 3,000 defense there and let it sit. It might have been game 1 or 2. But anyway, very fun game. Won that game 2-0. So now we are 2-2 going into the final round. And if I win the last round, there's potential to top 8 because there were not many players in this event. So for the final round, I played against another Diva Hero Beat. And I quickly learned the Diva Hero Beat is a very rough matchup for this deck. The second round I ended up losing because he had Grand Mole in the main deck and he outed my Thought Ruler with Grand Mole, and I don't know, Grand Mole's really strong, you know, you're trying to drop a Relinquished and he just bounces it back to hand, right? So you can see where that's an issue. So game 1, I opened up Reinforcement of the Army, Caius, Gale, Allure, and Mirror Force, and he got to go first. I lost the die roll. Anytime you see 5 cards in my hand, it's because I lost that die roll. So game 1 was very, very back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was a very grindy game, to say the least, and we both got down to very low life points, but it got to a point where basically whoever drew a monster was going to win. And yeah, he ended up drawing into the Neos Alias, and he used it to pop both of my cards. Like, he MST'd, then Neos Alias popped, and then Miracle Fusioned, I believe, to win that game. And then the next game, let's talk about it. I sided in Cyber Dragon. We had Vayu, Double Black Illusion Ritual. So sick of hard drawing that card. Ugh, nothing to say there. Royal Decree, very good. At least I thought it was going to be. And then Gale. So with this game, he ended up hitting me with like a Stratos, and some stuff happened. I think like I summoned the Cyber Dragon and ran some stuff over, and I don't know, it was not a great game for me. I ended up losing to a top deck Miracle Fusion. And so he Miracle Fusion summoned Alias and swung and like put me real low, something along those lines, to like clear my field. And then then I drew for turn, and the card I drew for turn was Torrential, which was just very, very unfortunate because he had already summoned he already Miracle Fusioned and then summoned the Alias. So I'm like, he's not going to summon again. He just has game. So yeah, I said Torrential pass, and of course, yeah, I just lost. Like, there's nothing I can do. I mean, the deck has too much popping, and this deck could not deal with it. Overall, Vayu Relinquished with the Jin. Fun deck. Good deck. No. I think maybe I should not have changed to the Royal Decree build. Maybe I should have played the traps and had some sort of protection. The deck was definitely lacking protection. I took old Mambo's advice, old Daniele's advice. I threw in the Raiko engine. I threw in the Decree. I think I played 42 cards in the end. And yeah, it didn't work out. I think it needs protection, maybe even more traps than what I had in the original build, but I don't think I'm going to continue to try and make this deck work. I lost to Bottomless a lot this weekend. Like, a lot of the times, I didn't have Decree, I didn't have anything, and anytime I went to go for a Vayu play, it got Bottomless. Like, I think one Armed Wing the entire day stuck. That's it, one. I think all the rest of them ended up getting pulsed and Bottomless, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But that was the tournament report for this, and remember to check out Edison Format Italia to see what did top 8. Give you a little hint, there was a lot of Diva in the top 8 this week. So what am I going to play next week? I'm not going to give a deck list because you know what? After getting my ass kicked twice by Diva Hero Beat, and I personally have never played Diva Hero Beat, believe it or not. I am going to play regular Diva Hero Beat next Sunday. So I'm not going to post up a list. Who cares? It's regular Diva Hero Beat. You'll see that you know what it looks like. So next Sunday, I am on Diva Hero Beat. That's that. I'm going to try the deck. I've never used it before. I want to play Miracle Fusion because I have the Chinese secret rare Absolute Zeros. I have collector rare Miracle Fusions. I'm going to use them. I'm going to play the deck. That's that. I have nothing else to say. Thanks for listening and watching, everybody. Daywalker Cards out. See you next time. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, and check out tomorrow for a top 8 GOAT format deck list from the homie PJ in America. See you next time, guys.